Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode on Boundary Line Podcast with Dylan and Sheldon. We are back after a long break because it's that time of the year again. It's the IPL, and we are here to cover all these matches and bring you the analysis and review of these wonderful games that are going to be played there. Sheldon, exciting news once again, for all of us. IPL back, new teams reshuffled. Everybody is going to be looking forward to this, Sheldon, because there are some brand new guys that have entered, who have not played it before. So are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, dude, it's always very exciting, right? The IPL. What's amazing about it is at the start of the tournament, everyone looks at the squads. Oh, wow, this squad looks good. Everyone looks so good, when the auction time is done. But after two, three games, you find out who's really good and who really struggled because once you get the balances right and how many foreigners, which foreigners we play. And as we'll go through the squads, we'll see some players, some teams, I should say, have a lot of foreigners and less Indian talent. And that could be an issue going forward. But yeah, always exciting start of the IPL.
Absolutely there. It's fun times again. We are done with the test series. We're done with all that. A lot to look forward to in this year, with the ICC T20 World Cup. That's also going to take place there. So it's a perfect build-up, Sheldon, leading on to there. But requesting all our viewers, before you go ahead, guys, and watch this video, please do hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and do leave your comments below in the comment section to let us know who you think is going to win this year's IPL. So let's get started then, Sheldon, shall we?
Yeah, yes, Dill.
All right, we'll start with the defending champions as usual. No introduction for these guys, Sheldon. The Chennai Super Kings there. When everybody doubted these guys, Sheldon, after the disastrous IPL that they had a few years ago, they bounced back. And how did they, Sheldon? In style there, Dhoni showing why he's an all-time legend of the game and of the IPL. And that man again, Sheldon, it was Ravindra Jadeja, to see them through there in that nail-biting final.
Yeah, Dill. I mean, with CSK, it's just crazy, right? We should already put them in the playoffs, shouldn't we, Dill? No matter what team they have, they
Every
all.
year, same thing. They reach the playoffs somehow.
Yeah, and what they do so well, Dill, is I feel they keep their balance pretty similar. They don't do too many changes. You see, like a Punjab or an RCB, for example, they'll do a lot of changes. Let's throw away this, throw away that. Like CSK, even when they had that one bad season, they didn't change a lot. They thought, okay, it's an off season. We still have pros like Jadeja, like Dhoni. One bad season's okay. They'll come back. They'll win us another title. And with CSK, they'll again going through their squad. I think they brought in two excellent players in Dal Mitchell and Rachin Ravindra. I mean, two New Zealand players who had fantastic World Cups in the same country as well. So I think those two in particular are two really good players who they got there.
Absolutely, Sheldon. There, I was just going to come to that point there. They went in and bought Daryl Mitchell and Rachin Ravindra. How good have these guys been, Sheldon, for New
Yeah.
Zealand? All throughout the year, and even recently, earlier this year. In the Test series that was played with Australia, they've been brilliant there. They've also gotten Shardul Thakur, I think, who they've swapped out.
Yeah.
But Sheldon, I think only the reason for them that's going to be a big worry is Patirana and Devin Conway especially. He was giving them some good starts last year, up the order there with Ruturaj Gaikwad. So that's going to be a big worry for them, Sheldon. But, the core, like you said, Sheldon, is actually intact there with Jadeja, Dubey, Rahane, and Gaikwad, all these guys there. So do you think they're going to make it all the way, Sheldon, top four, top two this year?
Yeah, Adil, I feel a key reason for that as well, like you mentioned, was the Indian core. I think to do well in an IPL, you need to have a good Indian core, whether it's CSK or even the prime Mumbai sides. They always had a really good core. And I think, as you said there, with Dubey and Rehane, for example, in any other team, they would have probably struggled. You'd say before last season, they both were two players who were going towards the downfall, in previous teams. But Dhoni just rejuvenated them and made them almost. Dubey last season was insane the way he was smoking it and hitting, and even
Really,
Rehane,
man.
two players who you probably wouldn't expect to do so well for CSK. But that's just the beauty of them. And I think Rizvi as well, a young talent, I think he'll do well because whoever plays for Dhoni will find a way eventually. Conway is a loss, but Dhoni will find a way. Dhoni might open, you never know with what he does. Like it's just crazy. They'll
Well,
find a
but
way, CSK for sure.
rightly said, Sheldon. But that's the thing, right, with Dhoni. Every year we say, is this the last year? Is this the last year? But he just keeps turning up, Sheldon, like he can play for another 15 years more, right? But looking at that squad, Sheldon, it's very interesting, because they've obviously got Santner there, Moeen Ali also there, to add to that spin. And, we know when they go to grounds like Chennai, they go to grounds like Kolkata and Lucknow. We've seen last year what happens there. Spin becomes really difficult to play, Sheldon. So the experience is there, right, with all these guys there in the team.
Yeah, Dylan, especially because obviously Chennai being their home, they're playing half of their games there. So that's spinning tracks. You get to Lucknow as well, as you mentioned, spinning tracks. And as the tournament goes on, we see in IPLs it does get tougher for batting. Like the services get slower, more use services, and that's when Chennai really come into their own, with their spinners and even their batsmen. The way they play spin is excellent. So yeah, Chennai a threat on any type of pitch, really.
Who do you think is that one player that we need to watch out for in the Chennai Super Kings, Sheldon? And where do you think they're gonna finish this year? Just
I
say it,
think
just say it,
I
just say it. I
I
know.
want to say Rachin Ravindra as the player to watch. I think the World Cup he had in India was excellent. It was really the making of him as a cricketer. I mean, he really has high expectations now whenever he's going to play, and obviously they'll expect a lot out of him. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes playing with Dhoni as well. Dhoni will probably get the best out of him as he does with everyone. And Chennai, I mean, I don't want to say anyone as the winner right now, but playoffs for sure. I think easily they'll make the playoffs with their squad and talent.
Oh, yes, Sheldon. Definitely. Like every year, that's what happens, right? You see them somewhere mid-table, and then in a blink of an eye, they are right at the top. They're already qualified for the playoffs there. So I also do get a feeling that Chennai, with the squad there, like you said, Dhoni can really manage that well, and he can get the best out of the guys. And what an experience that's going to be for guys like Daryl Mitchell and Rachin Ravindra, Sheldon. Like,
Yeah.
just to play under him, who's got the experience. That will be an interesting one, Sheldon, to watch out for. And CSK, of course, they are the team to beat every year. So looking forward to that. Moving along to the next one, they obviously didn't do well. The next team, Delhi Capitals. Of course, Rishabh Pant wasn't there. He had that freak incident. But, for all you Delhi fans there, just to know that Rishabh Pant is back. He's fit and he's ready to go. And how eager would he be, Sheldon, just to get out there on the field? He missed an important World Cup and the IPL last year. You could see how badly Delhi missed him.
Yeah, Dylan. Also, just for non-cricket reasons, just to see him back playing, and the fact that he can play a cricket game again is just insane after what
Oh,
happened to him.
absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, from just a human aspect, it's so good to see him that he's back. And yeah, for Delhi as a team, how desperately do they need him? I mean, they always seem to miss an Indian batsman last season. Like you always saw them two down early, three down early. And Akshar Patel, actually, who was one of their better batters, used to come in so early just to try to help them out. But it always felt like they were missing an Indian batter there. I think to have him back is key. I think him and Pointing need to get that bond back together. I think the season before last, Delhi were actually pretty okay. I felt like him and Pointing. So I think that should be reestablished. And I think they need their foreigners to click as well this season.
Oh, absolutely, Sheldon. And interesting because David Warner, now that he's not playing Test cricket, I think will be, somewhat relieved, and so that he can concentrate on T20 and ODIs, like we were saying. So David Warner, I think, one of the guys to watch out for. And of course, Mitch Marsh there, in the team. He's having a brilliant run, Sheldon. And of course, if they can get Prithvi Shaw also to get going, then that team is looking really, really dangerous. Of course, they've got the likes of Shea Hope now in the team as well, right?
They got interesting foreign guys in their squad. I saw Fraser McGurk. I really am excited to see
Oh
him
yeah,
play.
yeah.
The way he smashed it in the Big Bash. He was actually a late replacement, I think, because Harry Brook pulled out of the tournament. So I
Pulled
think
out of the
that's why they
tournament
got him as a
last
replacement.
minute. Yeah.
But yeah, they got Tristan Stubbs as well. I mean, Stubbs,
Oh my
honestly, when he first
God.
came in, there was a lot of excitement, but I just feel he's had a few low tournaments in the IPL, even in the South African leagues. He's just been struggling a bit. So I think they'll want to get something out of him as well. But yeah, an exciting team, Delhi. But yeah, I think for them to do well, the Indian core have to help them out. Shaw, especially, he's really fallen off a bit, hasn't he, Dil? Prithvi Shaw, after how he burst onto the scene, he's just had a few bad seasons. I'm sure India will hope that he starts to find some form as well.
You're absolutely right, Sheldon. Prithvi Shaw, a lot was expected from him, when he burst onto the scene there in his test match, he scored 100. Debut test match, he scored 100, was going in that ODI squad also, T20s also, you could see the way he was doing there for Delhi. But all of a sudden, like they say, Sheldon, I don't know if things went to his head too soon or what, just so that I just felt that he's so gifted, so naturally gifted. And we've seen that in the seasons earlier also with him, the way he was playing, just smoking it out of the park so easily. And Ricky Ponting himself said that this guy is such an amazing, amazing talent and guy to have in any team. So it's just about extracting the best out of, all these guys, Sheldon. And Mitchell Marsh, Sheldon, I think we got to talk about him because what a run he's been having, in every format of the game, right?
Yeah, he's so exciting to watch, with the bat. I just wish he bowled more. I think injuries have been not helping him bowl now, but he's a fantastic all-rounder when he starts bowling as well. But yeah, in T20s, he's become so good as well. Number three, I think, is the best place for him to bat. We'll have to see where Pun plays though, because 3-4 is probably where they'll want to play him as well. But yeah, Sharma's excellent. He's definitely a starter in this team. And I feel Pointing would want to get the best out of him in a Delhi shirt because I just feel in the Delhi shirt he hasn't hit his best yet.
Oh yes, Sheldon. Even I do get that feeling there, but we'll have to wait and watch and see how Delhi
Yeah.
do now with the return of Pant. And who do you think the impact player, Sheldon, for them? The player to watch out for is going to be, and where do you think they're going to finish?
I think Rishabh Pant coming back, I think that's big. I think everyone wants to see how he plays. Obviously, to see where his fitness level is, how he is, running between the wickets and all. And yeah, where they finish, I still don't know Delhi. I think there are stronger squads there. I think I'll go just outside the playoffs, maybe sixth. I'll go for Delhi.
Nice, nice. Well, we'll wait and see. All you Delhi fans, just leave your comments below to see where do you think they're going to finish. Moving on, Sheldon, to the other runners-up there from last year, and obviously they've also won one IPL. It's the Gujarat Titans. The big loss for them, Sheldon, will obviously be Hardik Pandya, and the way Hardik Pandya has been swapped out now. He's gone to Mumbai Indians, as we all know. That was a big, big news. Came out of the blue there. He was leading them so well in these last 2 years there. But how big is that a loss for Gujarat, Sheldon? Because he was rallying the troops around. You could see him; he was so invested in the side, and one felt that he was at home in this side, right? He was getting to lead a side.
Yeah, Adil, I think quickly in this tournament we'll find out how big of an impact he had and how much of it was the team dynamic, because Pandya was excellent. For 2 years, Gujarat was the best team. They were 2 balls away from winning the IPL last year. Chennai needed 10 of 2. I mean, Gujarat were very unlucky. We got to look at it. They were first last year as well. They
Oh
played
yeah.
brilliantly throughout the season, and really they could have been 2 from 2 so easily. And I thought Pandya was brilliant as captain. But yeah, Gujarat, yes, they lost Pandya. Yes, that's a big loss, but they still have an excellent squad. I think the fact that they managed to keep their core together as well was so important. I mean, you still have guys like David Miller, Rashid Khan, obviously, Shubman Gill, who's now the captain. Dill, what did you think about Gill becoming captain, though? Do you think the right move, maybe someone like Williamson, who with more experience, should have become captain,
Yeah.
or you feel the right move?
Interesting choice, Sheldon. Obviously, to rest it on young shoulders of Shubman Gill there, because obviously, one would think that Kane Williamson would be the ideal choice, or Rashid Khan, for example. Also,
Yeah,
he's led Afghanistan to so many wins, of course, and he's been
yeah,
playing the IPL since forever. So I felt Kane Williamson should have, been the captain, but obviously, he was already the captain in SRH. So we got to see whether he really enjoyed that, because right now he's not even the captain of the national side, right? So
yeah.
maybe he that allows him to play up more freely, get him to play much better. So I think they'd have had that discussion with Kane Williamson already. But Shubman Gill, interesting choice, but like they say, Sheldon, you never know until what happens there on the pitch. We've got to see Shubman Gill. Obviously, a lot of responsibility rests on his shoulders as well, because selectors will be watching to see how he can lead a team also, for the national side. So I think that's going to be interesting to watch there. But they've added some nice names, Sheldon, to the squad. Shah Rukh Khan is there. Umesh Yadav is also there.
Yeah, dude, I looked at it. I mean, I thought Shah Rukh Khan was a very good signing. I think he fits the Gujarat type team, where he would just come in and suit their middle order. I think
Yeah.
he would just walk in and suit them perfectly. I mean, I thought Umesh Yadav was a good signing as well. I thought the way Gujarat handle bowlers is excellent. I thought
Yeah.
last year Mohit Sharma, the way he came, apart from
Brilliant.
his last 2 balls,
Yeah.
was excellent last IPL. I mean,
No, even the
throughout the
last two
total.
balls, Sheldon, kind of good, I would say. But it's just the brilliance of that guy, Jadeja, at the other end, who just had
Yeah,
other ideas. I would say he was still good right up until that end,
yeah.
even that last ball. I thought it was really, really good right up until the end. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think getting Umesh will be good for them, and they even got this young Australian seamer Spencer Johnson, who like
Spencer Johnson. Oh,
I
yeah,
heard
yeah.
great things about and his pace, and I'm really excited to see him play in the IPL as well. So that should be exciting.
MVP for you for Gujarat. Who do you think is going to make the biggest impact, and where are they going to finish?
Biggest impact. I don't want to go for another common name. I feel like I've only gone for the obvious choices
Go
so
for
far.
it. No, it's just what you feel. Who do you think is going to make it? That's it.
I feel David Miller is very important for them. I mean, he's been excellent again for 2 seasons for Gujarat. I mean, the way he's improved as a finisher, he was already a good finisher, but I feel in the last 2, 3 years he's become even better. Even in the World Cup, I thought he was very good. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how he does. He could have also been captain, Dill, one of the names
Oh yeah,
that could have been
a
captain for
hundred
them.
percent,
He's
a
a
100%.
leader and very experienced. So yeah, I think Miller will be key for them. And I'd go playoffs for Gujarat. I mean, they're very solid side. And if they play even
Damn.
half as well as they have for the last 2 years, I think they could make playoffs.
Let's see. We'll have to wait and watch how that one turns out. And moving on to the Kolkata Knight Riders, they've had, not the best of season last year with, of course, Shreyas Iyer, wasn't there. Gautam Gambhir is back to the side there for them as coach. So he returns to where he, found that success, led Kolkata obviously to two IPL wins there. And they've got some interesting buys also, Sheldon. They've gotten Manish Pandey, Sherfin Rutherford, Mujib, KS Bharat, Phil Salt there. So a really really nice team here, Sheldon. But obviously with the experience of Sunil Narayan and Andre Russell there.
Yeah, Adil. I mean, Russell and Ryan, I mean, I feel that's always the topic for discussion. How long can you keep backing those two? I think they both are well past their prime. Now, I'm 100% sure they're going to perform now after
The
I said that.
next, the next is like Andre Russell finishing matches, man. You every time say this.
I think Narayan is more finished. I think Russell, obviously, he's still very destructive, but I feel Narayan isn't the bowler he used to be.
Yeah,
And teams always tend to use him as a pinch hitter, and it most of the time doesn't come off. But yeah, I thought some of their signings was good, Dill. Chaffee and Rutherford, I think he's an improved player. I've
yeah,
seen him play for Westies, and even in the PSL, he's played some good knocks. Mujib,
exactly.
of course, is a very good spinner if he gets on a turning track, especially.
Yeah.
Shamir is a good seam option.
Oh,
But Dill, I
brilliant.
thought
Yeah.
one of the signings, one of the most expensive signings ever in the IPL, Mitchell Stark. What did you think about him joining KKR? Obviously, many teams wanted him. Was it too expensive, or you think well worth it?
Well, if you bowl like that, Sheldon, then you gotta pay that much for the guy, right? Because he's one bowler, Sheldon, who will give us everything, right, on the field. You know that, he Trent bowled, all these guys bowl their heart out. But I'm not sure if Mitchell Stark is going to play, right? I don't think so. He's going to feature in this IPL or not, or is he?
Yeah, and that's the only issue sometimes with, especially the Australian players and English players, that they go into the auction, they get bought for high price, and then they barely play. I think even Cummins last year, something like that was bought, and then they get ruled out. And then that really hurts the team as well because KKR spent a lot on Mitchell Stark, right?
Yeah.
Like they spent a lot of their purse on Mitchell Stark. And if he just misses, let's say 3, 4 games, that's a big loss because you look at their bowling attack, Dill, Indian seamer wise, there's not a lot apart from Mitchell
Mm,
Stark. Right?
yeah.
I mean, Chetan's
Yeah.
career, he had a very good first season for Rajasthan, not a
Yeah.
very good second season. Chakravarti, again, played for India. After that, fell off a bit, right? Last
Yeah.
season, not very good. You have some other inexperienced seamers as well, like Saqib Hussain, Surya Sharma as well. So I think for KKR, that is a big blow. And that is where I'm concerned about them, the Indian bowling lineup and how it will cope.
Yeah, because even the batting also, Jason Roy now is not there also, I believe, and I think they
Yeah.
found at least they have a replacement with Phil
Yeah.
Salt there
Yeah.
to come in.
Salt's replacing him. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that will be good, but just the impact that he has, Jason Roy, I felt like if he was there, it would have been good. And the impact player for you for KKR and where you think they're going to finish, Sheldon, I think they're going to struggle a bit here in this IPL, even though Gambhir has come back. I think they're going to struggle a bit, but it would be great if they can go all the way.
Yeah, the only thing I am concerned about their bowling lineup, though, I don't think it's a strong enough squad. I feel you saw they spent too much on Stark. I feel they needed to improve their squad more. And the impact player, of course, I'm going for Andre Russell. What a player he is, though. I was just
Oh
no, I
God.
mean impact player for them. I think I'm intrigued to see Venkatesh Iyer. I'm a big fan of his. I feel the way he came up in his first season, he hit the first or second 100 last year as well in the IPL,
Yeah, yeah, he
if I'm not
did.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have a great finish, but I like the way he opens and the way he starts the innings for KKR. And I think he'll be important if they are to do well this tournament.
Well, KKR fans, hold on there because the squad on paper doesn't look good there, but you never know once they start playing. Gambhir is, one of the best that there's ever been there. So can he turn them around? We'll have to wait and watch that. Moving on to the Lucknow Super Giants. They finished third, Sheldon, last year. They, of course, lost out to the eliminator there to Mumbai Indians there, but Lucknow, interesting squad for them also, Sheldon. They've gotten some nice guys like, Ashton Turner, David Bailey is there, Shamar Joseph has come there. Now, of course, everyone remember that brilliant spell that he bowled in Australia to win the West Indies, the test match there. But I think the core of their guys are still good there, Sheldon. The core team that they have with Rahul, with Nicholas Puran, Quinton de Kock, Marcus Stoinis, I think that still remains, and that's always a good sign.
Yeah, Adil, I think Lucknow have a very solid team. I think from the first auction that Lucknow ever did, they've had a similar squad since then. I think
Yeah,
the core is very strong. I look at Rahul, Puran, De Kock, Myers, Bishnoi. I think those are very key. I think Puran, especially over the last year, I think has become an even better finisher. I think I saw
yeah,
him in the ILT20 as well for MI
yeah,
Emirates. He was really good there.
brilliant.
He's
Yeah,
doing well in all these leagues, even for the West Indies. He's now T20 captain. So I think the way he's playing is like really good right now. And if Lucknow are to do very well, he has to go that next level for them and win more games.
definitely, Sheldon. Looking at that squad there, it's gonna look good there. But what do you think that is an issue for them there? Do you think the bowling will be an issue with the inexperience of Joseph there coming into the team?
Yeah, I think that is an experience to see which bowlers as well they play. I think also today it was confirmed that Willie is missing the first half of the tournament.
Oh
So I think
yeah,
that's also a loss. He bowled quite well in the World Cup as well, opening the bowling, David Willey. So I think Joseph will start though for them. They did spend quite a lot of money on him. So and the form
absolutely.
obviously he's been in this year. So I wouldn't be surprised if he starts. But yeah, I think with Lucknow the balance of the side is good. I think the only issue will probably be Indian seamers with Mavi obviously is one of them, and Mohsen I think missed most of last year if I'm not mistaken, or the
Yeah,
whole IPL, right? Dil?
yeah,
Last
he
year.
did. I agree with you, Sheldon. Bowling is going to be an issue for them there because, apart from Shamar Joseph, I don't see any other bowler there that can, do some big damage there to the oppositions when they are playing there. But your impact player, Sheldon, for Lucknow, and where do you think they're going to finish?
I'd go with Quinton de Kock as the impact player. I mean,
Nice.
he's just a wonderful player, Quinton de
Yeah,
Kock. I always feel he's very underrated. He's
underrated
so
man.
good.
Yeah.
So many times he gives you a start, he gets you runs. He's just a linchpin for them at the top of the order with Rahul. And I think again for Lucknow to do well, they'll probably need their openers to get them off to flyers.
100% agree. Quinton de Kock is the guy. Even I was going to mention that. But let's see how that plays out for them, Lucknow. Anyways, you all don't have Gautam Gambhir this time. So, you all can rest assured that the game versus RCB will be much better there. So, Kolkata fans need to worry about that now when they face off RCB. Right. But moving along, Sheldon, the Mumbai Indians there, a lot was said there about them a couple of years ago. But new captain, Rohit Sharma, in some insane form. They've got some great guys who have joined the team and some of the big names that have left the team also. So, how do you think they're going to do this year?
Well, I'm sure Pandya will do well, but I'm shocked that Rohit Sharma isn't leading Mumbai for the IPL this year. I'm shocked
Why?
because
Why?
the amount
Why
of
is everyone
titles
so
this,
shocked? Why is everyone
the
so
amount of
shocked?
titles Rohit Sharma has won for Mumbai Indians. He's led them. He's won everything for them. A brilliant white ball captain as well. And you bring in a player. Yes, Pandya's done well. Yes, he might be brilliant for them as captain. But I just feel the way they handled that with Rohit wasn't right. I feel like, okay, Pandya wants to be captain. That's okay. That should have been handled a bit better. But yeah, Pandya is the new captain. In case I didn't mention that, Dil. What do you
Oh, we
think
didn't
about
know.
Pandya being
I
Pandya
think
being
I think
Mumbai?
it's an interesting choice, Sheldon. Really, I think it's a good selection because they're looking at the future. Rohit, I think, also wants to take a break from leading a side because keep in mind he's leading India, right? He's leading
Yeah.
India in the test one days, T20s, and of course the T20 World Cup is going to come after that. So maybe it will be a lot on him to lead. Just finished an exhausting test series with England there, then you're getting into the IPL, then you're playing the T20 series, had a brilliant World Cup last year as well, to finish off. So a lot of these things that have happened, and you just want, the IPL, I think, is a perfect time for Rohit to take a back seat and at least guide Hardik Pandya. And it's not like Hardik Pandya is new to Mumbai Indians. He just went off for a couple of years and he's come back now. So I think it's going to be perfectly fine. And I think looking at the future, I think that's a great choice they've made there. But Cam Green, Sheldon, is out of the squad. They've obviously traded Cam Green to RCB. So what do you think about that?
I feel Cam Green is a loss, but then obviously you get back Hardik Pandya, so that's a big plus getting back Pandya. I think the only issue for Mumbai will be is that they hope that Pandya's fitness can keep up throughout the tournament because as we know he struggled a bit over the last year or so with
Yeah.
his injuries. So I think that is a big factor. But yeah, I think other than that, Mumbai's balance of the side is still pretty much the same. I think getting Bumrah back fit is key this year because obviously
Oh,
he missed most of last season. I think the whole of last season, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah.
injured.
He missed the whole
Yeah.
last season.
So I think
But
having him back fit is almost like a new transfer because that is so big for Mumbai and in the death overs, in the start as well. He's so key. And I think that's a big, big tick for Mumbai.
oh, absolutely, Sheldon. And then, of course, they've got Gerald Coetzee. That's the Madhushanka. I think we just recently learned that he's out of the
Yeah.
IPL now, and they've
Yeah.
and they've got a replacement for him. Romario Shepherd is there, who's a big finisher. They've of course got Sky and Ishan and Tim David also, in that squad there. So, like you said, the core is still there, and of course, with Hardik Pandya coming back, it just strengthens that middle order. And if Rohit and Ishan can go right at the top and just express themselves, Sheldon, and just play carefree, that middle order is way too strong. And I think the best middle order in the full IPL, Sheldon, that there is. But your impact player for Mumbai, and where do you see them finish this year?
My impact play, I'm going to go with Tim David. I think I would have predicted him last year as well, but he didn't have the best of seasons. Yeah, he won few games for them, but overall, you would have wanted more from David. But I think this year, no Green as well. Green hit 100 last year. He played pretty well for them. So I think more pressure on Tim David this year, but obviously he has Pandya to help in the middle order. And then you have Sky. So maybe just a lot of freedom for David to come in and just belt it for 10 balls. I think he could make a lot of impact if he gets that time at the crease.
Well, that was Mumbai Indians there for you guys. And moving on, guys, to our next team, it's the Punjab Kings. Obviously, they had a disastrous IPL last year, but this time around, Sheldon, can they lift themselves up? They've got the team, Sheldon, with the likes of, Bairstow, Livingston, Sam Curran, all these guys there in the team. But it's just that to be in the playoff, Sheldon, you got to be able to beat like the top teams every year, right? And they've not done that over the last few years.
Yeah, Dil, I think the issue with Punjab is I think they have a good team. On paper, I think they look really good. In fact, they're very exciting players. If you want to play like a 200 game, Punjab are the perfect team because they'll score a lot of runs and they'll give a lot of runs too. I just feel for them the thing is in pressure games, when it matters, when it's a close game, maybe a 140 plays 140. That's just when Punjab struggle a bit with bat and with ball. In close games, they just don't seem to find a way to win it. I think that's why they miss a bit of, I don't know, X factor. Is that the word? I think they just miss a bit of like someone who's clinical, and chases, or someone like even with the ball who's an excellent death bowler. I think that's where they lack a bit.
Oh yeah, Sheldon. Because even I feel that because just for Livingston to carry this team through, I think
Yeah,
will be very difficult. Sikandar Raza obviously there, and they've bought in Harshal Patel, Chris Wokes also, Riley Russo also. But they've got so many foreign players there, but they have to pick
yeah,
four now out of all these guys, and where they're gonna fit in, I really don't know. And of course, Shikhar Dhawan there, Prabh
yeah.
Simran, who did so well, he's there. Jitesh Sharma's also there, he's done well, and Rahul Chahar. So there's still a bit of that Indian core there for what they had from last year, but like you said, Sheldon, they don't have that X factor, and there's still a lot of holes in this side.
Yeah, I think also one issue is, as you said, they brought in Vokes, they brought in Russo. Even before bringing them in, they had issues of which foreign players to play. So now that just adds to it because they can only play four. I mean, you look at it, they have Bairstow, Livingston, Curran, Raza, Ellis, Rabada, Vokes, and now you have Russo. That's really tough to pick four. And if they could play all, then I think that team would look really good. If they could play all those foreigners, it'll look very solid. But yeah, the issue is that they can only play four. And I think many teams make that mistake of getting too many foreign players. Like your Indian core gotta be the base of your team, like a Gujarat or a Chennai, like we talked about earlier. Like they have very good Indian core. And I feel that's where Punjab lack.
But your MVP for Punjab, and where are they going to finish? Top four?
No, Adil, I don't think they make top four. I mean, again, I think where they finished eighth last year, I think
Yeah.
I'd go seventh, maybe sixth if they do very well. I think that's what I'd say for them. I just feel they lack where the big hitters are strong. They just miss in that area a bit. But yeah, I think if I had to go for MVP, I think Livingston is very important for them. He's got to finish a lot more games. He was batting very high up for them last year at number four, I think. I
Yeah.
thought he did quite well for them, but he didn't have much support. I think he'll have to play well again for them if they had to have a chance of making the playoffs.
And moving on there to the Rajasthan Royals, what a last 2 years they've had, children. What a great last two seasons they've had in the IPL. They, runners up in the earlier edition, and then last year they finished fifth. They were just there on the brink of getting qualified, and they don't make it there. But it's an interesting team, Sheldon. Again, with Sanju Samson leading them so well. And of course, they've got Jurel and Jaiswal there, who's in the form
Yeah.
of his life. And they've got Ashwin there also. What do you think of the team this time around for Rajasthan Royals?
I thought it was already a good team, but just with the form of Jarrell and Jaiswal, it's almost become a better team because I think Jaiswal's almost twice as good as he was, when he was last year. I mean, he's in the form of his life. Jarrell as well has come in and is batting like a dream. I mean, and you look at the players they've gotten as well. I think Powell is extremely talented and a very good
Oh,
finisher as well. I
yeah.
think he and Hetmai and Butler, if they in that middle order, you never know. Like it'd be crazy. I mean, that is some power. I mean, they even got Tom Kohler Cadmo, who's been doing well in the leagues around. He probably won't play though.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
because Powell would be more likely to start, and they spent a lot on Powell, so I think Powell would start. But yeah, Rajasthan already a good team, and I think they kept most of their core, which is good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think they have a really good, solid team.
Absolutely, they shouldn't. But any worries for them that you see they're going ahead? Because this is the team that, everyone loves this team. What are the concerns for them, Sheldon? You see, Sanju Samson, is he the one that's gonna again have to step up and be like, this is the way I'm gonna play, and I'm not gonna change anything about my game. What do you think has to be done here for them?
Yeah, I think, as I mentioned, the middle order is very exciting, but it at times, is not clinical enough. I mean, Hetma is a wonderful player. I mean, he's finished games, but at times you feel he lacks a bit of common sense when he's finishing a game, like
Oh yeah.
when it's a low chase on a tough pitch. I mean, even Powell a bit, like they're great power hitters, but you feel like if it's a tricky chase, where a Dhoni or someone would master it and finish it well, like, we're just taking twos and they don't do that as well. But if it's a flat pitch, like they'll obviously tee off that.
Well, yeah, let's hope Rajasthan go all the way this time again. They've got a very interesting team there with Ashwin, with Jaiswal, Sanju Samson, Joss Butler at the top. What a season he had a few editions ago, and this team has the potential to go all the way. And your MVP for them, and where you think they're going to finish?
I think they'll make the playoffs. I think they were unlucky and kind of missed it a bit in a couple of key games where I thought they could have won last year. I
Yeah,
thought they should have made the playoffs. And I think key player for them, I think Samson has to have a good tournament as well. I
damn,
think,
yes, yes.
yes, there are a lot of good players in that team, but Samson as captain at number three has to perform and, help them to get to the knockouts again.
Moving on to our next team, everyone's favorite, everyone's team that, they want them to win. They want them to do well. Every year the fans come out, Sheldon. Every year we as well, go out there and be like, yes, this the year. And the slogan that he saw a cup num there. The ladies have changed that for them.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, I was just gonna say, no?
a few days ago. But Sheldon, RCB, it's every year, the story of RCB is that, it's resting on Virat Kohli, Faf du Plessis, or Virat Kohli, AB de Villiers back in the day, Virat Kohli and Chris Gayle. It's always been that. And one constant there, Sheldon, is Virat Kohli in that, didn't have a great IPL a few years ago, but last year I thought he played absolutely brilliant. What do you think is going to be the case for RCB this time around?
Adil, I just look at their squad and I feel it's the same weaknesses. It's a similar type squad they always pick. I feel like going to an auction, you're always excited, and then you see RCB pretty much do the same thing. Let's throw out some guys, let's bring in some guys. That's always what they do. And it's no different. I mean, I think we did reviews and previews for the last two auctions as well, and I think it's been pretty much the same. RCB take out a few bowlers, they bring in a new bowlers. I mean, they've let go of some big names as well, Dill. I mean, they let go of Hazelwood,
Yeah,
Hasaranga,
damn,
Willie,
yeah.
and Harshal Patel. Have they really gotten that much better in their bowling attack after letting those go?
Well, we don't
That
know.
is that is the concern. Yeah, Dill. I mean, we'll see on Friday, right, how it goes. But yeah, I mean, you look at the bowlers they brought in. I mean, they spent a lot of money on Joseph. I mean, a lot of money on
Insane
Sir
amount of
Joseph.
money. And if he doesn't play, Sheldon, if he doesn't start, God bless them. Like, seriously.
It's crazy because they spent almost quarter of that fee on Lockie Ferguson, and I think Ferguson was a better buy almost for like way cheaper. I mean, when you look at those two options, I would probably start Ferguson, but there's no way they're not starting Joseph, right? After spending that much money, like
Exactly.
they're not going to bench him, and there's going to be so much pressure on him. He's almost going to have to lead the attack, in fact. But I think the big signing for RCB, more like a trade, it was in fact, was Cam Green. I think
Oh,
that was a good buy for RCB, right? Dill?
Oh, absolutely, Sharon. I thought it's an interesting buy there because, the problem was always in RCB's middle order. Yes, they left
Yeah.
out a few guys there. They've sold off Hazelwood and Hasaranga because I think after Faf, Kohli, and Glenn Maxwell, there's no one in that team, right? There's literally no one that can take them over the line, and I think they needed one more player to do that for them. But then what happened, Sheldon? Look at the interesting thing of the team there. They got Faf. They've got Glenn Maxwell and now they got Cam Green. So who's the other player now? They can pick only one, and they've got like so many overseas like Tom Curran, Alzari Joseph, Lockie Ferguson. They've got to play one out of all of them. They cannot play both of them, or even all three of them for that matter. So that's the problem that they're going to have. And Sheldon, the spin option, I felt, again, no proper spinners. Karan Sharma is there. Yes, he's been good, did really well for RCB in the last 2 years there, but apart from that, Sheldon, nobody there, who can spin. And I think leaving out Yuzvendra Chahal to go to Rajasthan Royals, I think is still hurting them. And now Hasaranga, they've done that.
Yeah, I think they should get Sophie Molyneux to come and bowl for them. I mean, she was excellent. I mean, right? But
She'll pick 4 wickets for sure.
yeah, for sure. I mean, excellent. But yeah, that is an issue. How can you not have a frontline spinner? I mean, yes, you mentioned Khan Sharma, but is he really a frontline spinner to have in an IPL team? You're looking at it, and they're probably going into their first game, and Glenn Maxwell's going to be their frontline spinner. That is
Yeah,
shocking. Maxwell's very improved as a bowler. I think
yeah.
he's becoming very good as a second spinner. I think he does that well for Australia. Some key wickets in the World Cup as well for them, but he's not going to lead you in the IPL as your frontline spinner. I mean, putting a lot of pressure on him. And I mean, I'm shocked that they didn't get another spinner in that team, Dil.
Well, it's always the same case, Sheldon. We said that at the start. It's the same thing for RCB every year. But who is your impact player for them? Is your MVP, and where do you see RCB finishing, Sheldon? Just be honest.
I'm gonna go with RCB for a playoff spot, more with heart than head, obviously. But if the MVP of this season is a Kohli or a Faf of a Maxwell, we would learn nothing this season. They need someone else, and I think I'm gonna go for a bold pick here. I'm gonna go with Rachit Patidar because he missed last season. I think he's also a big plus for them because
Yeah.
the season before last he was excellent. I think having him also back, him in the middle order, Green in the middle order. You have Karthik as well. Karthik obviously didn't have a great season last season, but we know he can finish games. So if he can get into any sort of form, that's a pretty strong lineup. I won't say very strong because it could fall apart within minutes. But yeah, I'd say with Patidar also back, it helps strengthen the batting order.
Absolutely, Sheldon. I feel the same there. And let's hope RCB fans, please leave your comments as well. Where do you think RCB
Double
is going to
champs,
finish?
Redden.
Can they do the double? Let's see whether they can, go all the way there. Can this be the year for them that, New Jersey look? The name is also changed there from Royal Challengers Bangalore to Royal Challengers Bengaluru now. A
So
lot of things
technically,
have.
Dil, this team has never lost. Bengaluru have never lost an IPL game. It's the first year, first year as the team. Right?
First year. Let's see how they do there. But let's wrap it up with the last team, Sheldon. That is Sunrisers Hyderabad. Had a dismal last 2 seasons, Sheldon. But, they've got some big signings there. They've kind of revamped this team. They've bought Travis Head, they've bought Hasaranga, and more importantly, Sheldon, they've got Pat Cummins there. What form has Pat Cummins been in? I think just been the player across all formats. Pat Cummins been absolutely brilliant. And then when you add names like Henrik Klassen there, Aiden Markram there, Janssen there, Glenn Phillips, you're looking at a solid side there. But like you said initially at the start of this podcast, we say that every year that this side looks good, but until they go out there and play, then you'll know, right?
Yeah, Dil, I think we did the previews last year, and I said Hyderabad are very exciting. You go and watch them play, and last season they were dreadful. I mean, they were hard to watch at times. I mean, they were not very good last year, and that is one issue with this side. You named all those players, Dil. They're all great foreign players, but again, 4 of them can play. So looking at Klaassen, for example,
Yeah.
Markram, Janssen, Phillips, at least 2 of those won't play because Cummins is definitely playing. He's captain. He's
Cummins
captain of
definitely
Hyderabad.
plays. Okay.
Yeah.
Klassen and Markram have to play because they've done well in the past for them. Sort
And
of.
Travis Head.
Travis Headner, big signing. So who do you leave out? Glenn Phillips, who's an electric fielder, can wicket
Yeah.
keep, like and can even bowl, right?
Yeah,
He's
he
even
can bowl.
taken 5 wickets recently
He
in a
took a
test
five
match.
against
Took
Australia
a
recently. Yeah.
exactly. So that's another problem for them, I feel.
It
And
could be
Hasaranga.
RCB spinner.
and could be Hasaranga also, right? So who are they going to play now? That's the big question, Sheldon. And what do you think is the main issue for them apart from this?
I think definitely the Indian batting, I would say, Dill, is an issue because I look at a lot of players there and they really need to click. Like Samad, for example. I mean, he's had few games here and there, but he hasn't been very good overall. I think Tripathi also is key for them. When you look at him batting up the order, he has to get runs for them. And
Mhm.
Abhishek Sharma, whenever I see him, he looks like a good bat. I feel he'll have to do well for them if they are to, go far in the tournament.
Absolutely. And your MVP for SRH, where do you see them finish?
Dill, I mean, if they click, obviously a big if, they'll be so good to watch. I mean, they are so entertaining, but my issue for them is that they won't get their balance right. And, the Indian players probably won't be up to the mark for them. So I'd go just outside the playoffs for such. Fifth.
And your MVP for them.
Oh, I think if he gets going, he'll be very good to watch. I think Travis Head. I think we've all seen Travis Head, over the last couple of years and how exciting he is. And if he gets
Yeah.
going on these pitches, he'll be brutal to the opposition.
Well, SRH is an interesting team, completely revamped now. Can Cummins weave his magic once again into this team, and lift the World Cup and also do the IPL? He can do the double as well. Can Cummins
Yeah,
do the double and ICC Test champions?
triple. Yeah,
Triple.
yeah,
Can he do
do.
triple? Oh my God.
And then he
And
could do the T20 World Cup.
yeah,
Yes.
but I think he's not the captain. I think it's Mitchell Marsh leading,
Yeah,
if I'm not
it's Mitch
mistaken
Marsh.
there.
He's not. Yeah, he's.
But yeah, Patrick Cummins can do like nothing wrong there. So let's see what's going to happen to SRH. We always say that these teams look so good on paper, but as the games play, as they start playing, then we get to know, where they stand. And some teams struggle, some teams don't. And it's an interesting balance there for everybody. I think everyone's even there, but it's going to be an interesting IPL like every year, guys, and it's going to be fun to watch. Do stay tuned to our channel for more updates, and of course, do share and subscribe to our channel. Share the video with your friends. Let them know. You can follow us on social media and on Instagram. Our handles down there in the description. Please do hit the follow button, and we'll see you soon in the next video. It's been fun as always bringing these reviews and analysis to you. And if you have any comments for our channel and any feedback, please do leave them in the comment section or write to us, guys. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for more.